What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Once again, I apologize for the delay in between videos, but because of that delay, I'm going to make it up to you guys and put out one video every day for the next 5 days, all about budget RC cars. First car we're going to start with is the brand new Hosim 110 scale brushless RC car. You can buy this on Amazon right now for about 170 bucks. I'm sure it goes on sale here and there, probably for around 150, maybe even lower, but we're gonna unbox this thing, see what comes in the box, see what the car is all about, and then I'm gonna show you guys a project that I've been working on in my backyard, and that is the brand new backyard track. So we got a little accessory kit. All right, and like I said, this is supposed to be a 1/10 scale RC car, and at the first looks of it, I would say this is about a 1/10 scale, maybe a 1/12 scale if you're looking at monster trucks, but this thing looks pretty sweet out of the box. Got that brand new smell. We got an extra battery right here. I think this is supposed to come with 2. All right, so the first thing that I noticed when I took this out of the box, you got the little body clips with the little tabs on them. Love those. But notice right away that this car comes with 2 bodies. That is a great little accessory in case you want to keep one nice and bash one. They both have that protective film on it, so you can peel that off and they'll be a lot shinier and cleaner. You can leave it on, and if it gets scratched up, you can pull it all the way off. But 2 cool bodies. This one's neon green, pink, black, blue, all sorts of colors. This one is red, black, and blue. So same design, just different colors. Pretty cool there. This looks very familiar to the X-07 that I reviewed probably about a year ago now, and I didn't really think that was a great car because of this floating motor mount. You can see right there, there's a lot of room underneath the motor, and if you're going to take this thing off some jumps and that motor slamming down, might not end up too well. But I guess we'll try that out in the backyard track. We got an extra battery in here. It comes with these 2 2S Lipo batteries. They're 25C, 2600 milliamp hour batteries. So 2 of those. That's a great little add-on. Accessory bundle here. Looks like it comes with 1 USB charger, some extra hexes, screwdriver, all that sort of stuff. Basic accessories that come with most of these cars. Looks like there's also a little carrying kit in there too. So back to the car, even though most of it is plastic, they do have some aluminum upgrades. It looks like there's an aluminum steering linkage up here, steering servo horn. The front and rear hubs are both aluminum. It looks like that cheap Chinese aluminum, metal, whatever you want to call it. But nonetheless, it is metal. Actually, we have CVDs in the front and rear. They're aluminum. We got aluminum cups that go into the differentials, and we got a nice aluminum drive shaft down the middle that's protected by a cover. Looks like we have Phillips head screws throughout the entire car. I believe these should be oil-filled shocks. They feel oil-filled. They feel pretty stiff, which is good, but they are a plastic body, plastic top, so completely plastic shock, but they do seem to be oil filled. Tires feel like a very nice soft compound. They probably have foams in them. It feels like they have foams in them. 12 millimeter hexes, so you can swap those out. Got a nice little plastic wheelie bar in the back. Underneath the chassis, we have a nice aluminum skid plate up front. Nothing in the back. This brushless ESC looks pretty basic. It's got a pretty cheap looking plastic cover over it, but it's got areas for rear lights, dome lights, an extra fan if you wanted to plug one in. So there's a bunch of extra ports on that ESC. So you could go ahead and add some lights to this thing if you wanted to. It already has front lights installed, and there's also a spot for a 3-wire servo. Doesn't look like a full-size servo, more of a mini servo, I guess, but 3 wires nonetheless, so you could upgrade that down the road. Moving on to the remote here, this remote feels pretty cheap. It is tiny in the hand. You could one hand steer it. The spring in the throttle is very stiff, as well as the spring in the steering here. It's very stiff, snaps right back. You got your standard throttle trim and throttle dual rate, as well as steering trim here. Also have steering reverse and throttle reverse there. Classic on-off switch right up front. And that's it. You're gonna need to provide your own AA batteries, 4 to be exact. And that is the remote. So let's take one of these bodies, charge up a battery, and go downstairs. Make sure everything is good, and let's give this thing its first rip. Uh-oh. All right, so right off the bat, steering was not straightened out. There we go. Now it's straight. Whoa! I don't know what that was, but it's almost like it locked up on its own. That's weird. I don't like that. So the gearing is so tight that when you let off the throttle in the air, it front flips immediately. See that? Nose dives. So you gotta keep the throttle. You gotta keep the throttle going while you're in the air. See how it nose dives like that? It does have some good speed. This is the 2S Lipos that it comes with. Gotta keep the throttle going the whole time in the air. Don't like that. Oil-filled shocks seem good. All right, once you get used to it, those tires do kick up the dirt though. This thing is very front flip prone. See if we can do a backflip. Nope, never mind. So I'm not sure if that's something that you can change, but it should be, because someone that's new to running a car like this is not gonna like that. Whew. All right, so it looks like when the battery is dead, it starts beeping and kind of going nuts. It went off on its own when the battery died. Luckily, I'm just in my backyard and the grass kind of slowed it down. But motor is very hot from bashing, and I would let it cool down. So even though that they give you 2 batteries, let it cool down in between running them. You could blow a bearing or something in the motor, and then you're gonna have more trouble than you want. So overall, this thing held up pretty well. Didn't really send it too far. Again, I've said it many a times in my old videos. These budget cars aren't meant to be shot over houses or, 40 feet in the air. So just take that into consideration when you're bashing these cars. This thing is perfect for around the backyard, going off little jumps like I had it going. But other than that, held up really well. It's warm out today. The plastics are nice and soft. and nothing broke. You saw I tumbled it a bunch, and that is because of that issue that I'm noticing. When you lay off the throttle, it tends to nosedive very drastically. So when you go off a jump, when you're in the air, you want to just leave the throttle like halfway, and you should be able to land it just fine. But yeah, this motor is burning up. I'm guessing the battery's dead. I'm gonna let this thing cool off, and that's all she wrote. So I'll see you guys tomorrow with another budget car from Amazon. This is the Hosim 1/10 brushless RC car. See you in the next one.